My name is Spencer. We made it to the weekend. .60-watt drill, or 60-volt drill, and feather and wedges and that kind of thing. Boy, I could eat this hill up. Good morning. So we've got some catching up to do. So the last clip you just saw, it was rather a abrupt editing job, I'm sure. That was just a few seconds for you. That was 2 weeks for me. I actually ran out of memory on my phone, and I didn't have the right tools for hard rock mining anyway. So I just drove back up here from Portland. I haven't had any breakfast yet, but I think I'm just gonna pack everything up and get up to the Opal site and have breakfast there. So yeah, I apologize in this great big jump in time. Couldn't be helped. Let's go up to the Opal and have some breakfast. See you guys in a minute. Okay, I've still got a couple of miles to go. That's where I came from. For some reason, well, this is the highest spot I can get to reasonably before I go kind of back down into the valley on the other side. And I'm not sure why this point is. I've got 0 bars a couple hundred feet down that way, and 0 bars a couple hundred feet down that way. They're right here in this spot. I've got all full bars. So it's just weird. I must be just exactly in line of sight of a tower somewhere. I can't see any, but maybe there's a tower down there somewhere. Anyway, so this is the last place I send off a text, and on the road. Getting closer. There it is. Okay, so let's just park here. Let's get out and take a look at this. Doesn't look like anybody's touched it. Brush over here and clean this stuff off. I brought some more appropriate equipment this time. Say hello to my little friend. This bad boy right here is going to get me into that hillside without destroying those opals. That's going to do it. That is going to get us into that hillside. And hopefully that common opal turns into some precious opal. And we might end up with something. So I've been thinking about this thing every day since I left, and I'm not sure whether I'm going to try and drill holes from the top and break that piece off this way, or whether I go in below, drill holes like that, and try and break off that chunk right there this way. So I'm just going to clean it off, and then I'll show you what it looks like. Do I break that chunk off the top here? I don't know if I can get in there from the bottom. It sure would be nice to break that chunk off right here. If I could make that chunk go away, that sure would expose this a lot more. So yeah, I think I'm gonna drill some holes from the top down in and try and get some of this overburden, is what that stuff is called. Get some of that overburden taken off there. And yeah, as that crack goes right. I'm not sure if there's anything good over there, but it just keeps going like that, and who knows where it goes from there. But at the very least, I know I got some opal here. But it's got to turn into precious opal, otherwise I'm just kind of wasting my time. You're gonna love this. So it looks to me like DeWalt hammer drills are keyed to only work with DeWalt drill bits. So that means I can't use anything that I brought with me today. Without the hammer drill, I can't make holes. Without holes, I can't use the feather and wedges. And well, then I end up back in the same spot that I was 2 weeks ago, where I'm working with hand tools and just breaking more opal than I am mining it. So I'm gonna pick up my stuff, throw it back in the van, and I'm gonna run to the nearest little town. So I'm thinking DeWalt's got proprietary bits that they want people to buy, which is fine. I just didn't know that. I've got a couple of brand new bits here that are made for exactly this, but you know, most power drills, you can stick anything you want in the end of it and just tighten it down. So, all right, I'm gonna run to the nearest town and decide what I'm gonna do from there. All right, I'm gonna crank up some of my music on the way back. Another hour to get back to the nearest little town. Might as well crank up some tunes. It'll make me feel better. That is a long, nasty drive. I'm back on pavement though. That is a lot of wear and tear on my van just to find out that I've got the wrong drill bits. I guess the moral of that story is make sure you got everything you need, test all of your equipment before you leave, right? I'm gonna save myself a lot of heartache. I'll see you in a minute. All right, I made it to the nearest little town. Kind of give you an idea what Main Street looks like. There's the store. There's the restaurant. There's the post office. and that is it. All right, I'm in a tough situation. So, the drill bits that I have for my new hammer drill are the wrong size. Evidently, they are supposed to be SDS max drill bits, which is a different size than what I've got. So, kind of puts me back in the same spot that I was 2 weeks ago. So what do I do now? I got another couple of days off. What I think I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take you guys through the Umatilla National Forest, and I'm gonna spend the night at my cabin. If I can't prospect, I might as well be comfortable. I've told my friends about this over the years, and they kind of just giggle and they're, oh yeah, whatever. And so my cabin's up there and to the right, about another mile or so. But we have this snow marker here. That's the top of the snow marker. I'm 6 feet tall. I can reach another couple of feet after that. Hold on, let me get a wide shot. There, that's the way I'm supposed to be recording. So, yeah, this for most of the year is mud. You can see, well, it looks like mud. But I think it's funny. I tell my friends, yeah, we got a snow marker that's 12 feet tall, right next to my cabin, and they're like, I've been up there in the summertime, man. There's no way you get that much snow up there. Yeah, we do. We're getting closer. Better than be there in a second. An hour, what was it? An hour and 15 minutes drive later. I made it to my cabin. Here we are. And this is not the direction I wanted this video to go, but you gotta roll with the punches. We're gonna do some work out here. You can see what the cement looks like. Oh, geez, I'm walking in, there's a dead snake laying on the floor. Oh, she's not even dead. Merry Christmas. Okay, it's a little boa. That's cool. Here's the kitchen, living room. I don't know what to call this area. We've torn out the wall here because we're going to rebuild that whole, I'm going to tear out that whole wall. 100 years ago, that was the bathroom. And we don't have the bathroom here anymore. And here's the bedroom. Looks like somebody put up some new artwork. Nice. Where did the little boa go? There you are. Right there. What are you doing in the house? So, this little guy, how did you get inside the cabin? A little itty bitty tiny boa constrictor. Over here, they don't get much bigger than that. There you go, little guy. You know, you gotta let go at some point. Come on. There you go. There you go. Come on, little guy. Come on. You gotta go. See you later. Well, that's gonna be his new home. And honestly, this part of the world right here, this little section, There's not a whole lot geologically going on. There are a couple of things I want to prospect tomorrow. But this part of the world is just, it's basalt. It's lava rock. You can see this stuff here on the ground. It's just, man, we got all the rock here that we need for the next million years. You see down there? Yeah, that's all basalt. Lots and lots of that. You see over there? See all that gray in the middle? That's all basalt. It's just lava rock. 100 million year old lava rock. The last time there was water here was 135 million years ago. The ocean used to actually come up to Idaho, so everything in Oregon was underwater for several million years. So if you have a layer of pillow lava, which we have down there, then you know that that layer is exactly 135 million years old. And everything above it is younger than that. Hard to keep the animals out. We have never bothered our neighbors. Are you? God, you are strange looking. Whatever the hell you are you trying to get out or trying to get in? Okay, you're trying to get out. What are you? Lived up here my whole life. I'm not sure what the hell that thing is. So that's Portland is over there. Oh, all right. So this isn't helping. That's north. All right. So sun rises in the east, sets in the west. So that's the west. It's starting to come down. There it is. See it? This is supposed to be a prospecting video. Time to get out of here. I didn't have much to record today. I got up and had breakfast and then took a nap, and when I got up from my nap I took another nap. That's been my day so far. There's a spot almost at the very bottom that I want to take a look at, and if I see anything funky along the way, I'll stop and record that too. that's where we were, right up there on top of that hill. Right there, as a matter of fact. There's the sun, heading towards the west. Lodgepole pine. Stuff is really skinny. It grows really tall and really straight. And makes real good fence posts. If basalt was worth $1 a pound, I'd be a millionaire. Okay, some more of what we came here for. Little spot right in here has always been interesting to me. There is a little natural spring that runs right down here. The geology here is a little older, a few million years old, you know, tens of millions of years old, which in geologic time is not very old. So I am going to grab my bucket with some tools in it and gonna hydrate. All right, that'll be warm by the time I get back. You know why people don't prospect in this country, this part of the country? Look at this. Look at this. I could be standing right on something that is worth millions of dollars. And how am I supposed to find it? That's why they find so much stuff in Nevada, Arizona, and New Mexico. Because all that stuff is exposed. Okay, I spent about half an hour walking around on that hillside up there. And I was right that this is old earth. This is old earth. But I'm not finding anything very interesting. There's some quartz. There's a quartz vein up there somewhere. I did find some real clean quartz. This is quartz that has penetrated that green granite, and there's a lot of that green granite in this area. And there's some more quartz that was either the hanging wall or foot wall of whatever quartz vein that came out of. So those are kind of interesting. Those are the only things I picked up, but yeah, I don't think I'm gonna bother to dig a bucket worth of this stuff and take it down to the creek and look through it. I just don't think there's enough here to bother. So I'll see you back at the van. It's 5:15. Whew. Long drive. Couple miles down the road, my family's property line starts right here again, right back there. And here's my family's ranch. This is where I was born and raised. There's our creek. And there's the shop. And there's one of the dogs. Hi, puppy dog. Hi, puppy dog. All right, I'm gonna sign off for a minute. Have some dinner with my stepdad. I'll see you guys on the other side. I got to spend an hour or so with my stepdad, and he's doing fine. I need to get some good drill bits, get back up there, and get out the rest of that opal. I'm not honestly, I'm not sure what's going to happen next, but it's going to be at least a few days before you see me again. I need to get a haircut really bad, need to shave, so that's going to come off. And I will see you guys in a few days or a week or two. All right? Funny, I wasn't going to record anything else, but I'm driving past a field here, and a bunch of deer out there, and there's a bunch of turkeys over there. I don't know if I can't see them real well, but there's a bunch of turkeys and a bunch of deer. Hi, deer. Anyway, I just thought I'd add that in. Okay, back on the road again.
Light the candle and fan the flame, the truth you'll start to see, written in the sands of time for all eternity. And I don't know how you do it, I don't know how you walk away from me. But if you go, the sands of time remain.
I am in downtown Portland in front of the Edith Green Wendell Wyatt Federal Building. The Bureau of Land Management is in that building up there. Oh, I'm sorry, right there. And I'm going to go ask them some questions. I've got some details I need to work out before I break any more rock. So, just want to let you guys know that this is where I am today. I'll stick this in the video somewhere. And I'm not going to record while I'm in there, but I'll let you know when I get out what they told me. All right? See you in a minute. I went to the BLM a few days ago and spoke to a very nice lady named Lisa. Very helpful. She gave me everything about that area. I got maps. There, that's the spot right there. Got maps. I got more maps. And I've got descriptions of the claims. I have the original actual claim. This is from 2003. And I put these maps over Google Maps, and to make sure that I wasn't on someone else's claim. And I think I have some bad news, and some really bad news, and maybe a little bit of good news. So I'll let you know what that news is when I get back up to the claim. I'm on the road right now. This is I-84 right behind me, heading eastbound. And when I get up to the claim, I'll let you know what I found out. And there is a good chance that you're going to see something on a prospecting video that you have never ever seen before. I'll explain when I get up there. See you guys in a minute. And this looks like a good spot to camp for the night. Take the rest of the night off, and then tomorrow morning we need to talk about the claim and the maps that I have and the opals that I have, and yeah, I will see you guys first thing in the morning. We're back here in a spot that you recognize, and like I said, I've got some bad news and maybe a little bit of good news. The bad news, I got all the maps and all the claim information for this area, and on the BLM website, it showed that there was a claim in this area, but way down the road. The claim is 600 feet wide and 1,500 feet long, north and south. And it's, the center of it is 270 feet that way. Well, the center, when it's 600 feet wide, it means it goes 300 feet from the center that direction and 300 feet from the center this direction. And I got all my maps and I laid them on top of Google Maps, and turns out I'm 270 feet from the center of someone else's claim. So literally the edge of this claim is right there. So that means these rocks do not belong to me. They belong to somebody else. And now that I know that, I have to return this gentleman's property to him. That's the bad news. The good news is, in about a week, this claim expires. The gentleman has had it for 21 years. As far as I can tell, he's never done anything with it. There's no claim markers. I don't see any work that anybody has done anywhere. So he just paid for it and is sitting on it, I guess. But on September 3rd, it expires. And that's about a week from now. And if he hasn't put a claim back on this property, then I can run down to the Bureau of Land Management and I can do it. So, I may do that. That's some of the good news. And then there's always the possibility, since nobody else is mining this, I could just buy it from him. I mean, I don't know how much he paid for the claim. That's the one thing it doesn't say on the claim paperwork, is how much was paid for it. But I could always just buy it if he's willing to sell. But for right now, as promised, I'm going to show you something that you've never seen on a prospecting show or channel ever. And that is this. It's painful, but it's legal, and it's the right thing to do. We'll see what happens in the future. I'll let you know. It was painful to have to put those opals back, but they didn't belong to me, and now it's certainly possible no human being will ever see them again. Oh well. Weekend's over, but next weekend is only a few days away. See you next weekend.